These are my top 5 base sniping spots for attacking and defending the base. Some of these spots rely heavily on day and night cycle and what kind of equipment you're running. So if you're running an M700, most of these spots will work. If you're running a normal Mosin with a 3.5 times scope, some of these spots will not work, or they'll be very challenging to pull off. In case you don't already know, all 3 bases have identical layouts in the front of them. Lemang looks like it's different, but it's not. This house is just for some reason like not loaded on the map or something. But they all have identical base layouts in the front in terms of the houses that are here, the road that leads up to the base, and the minefields. My first spot I want to show to you is arguably my favorite spot, especially when dealing with AI, as they do not shoot back when you're in this position, at least not in my hours of gameplay. Right here on the dirt mound to the left of the little door, you get this great spot where you can shoot through the fence here. You can see the roof. You can see the enemies on the sandbags on the walls, like over here. You can see the front gate to support your friends. And you can see the left roof if you move over a bit. It's difficult to see you from the base in this position, and the AI cannot shoot you in this position, at least not that I've ever been shot. So I really enjoy this position when I'm doing AI-based base raiding, and I know that there's no players. Players can obviously scan the fence and see you here. It is still a good spot because it gives you a bit of cover, but a well-placed shot will put you down pretty quick. Usually when dealing with players, you want to go for foliage and concealment rather than pure cover, because obviously they're going to be, the second you peek your head out or take a shot, they'll see the smoke and they'll drop you. My second favorite spot is located here on the map inside the house, right at this door. You're going to stand on top of this little cushion couch thing, and you'll have a great view of the roof. You'll have an okay view through the side window of the right side sandbag troops, and you'll have a slightly okay view of the left roof, but these foliage kind of gets in the way, which can be good and bad. It can be good if there's enemies on the left roof that are trying to shoot you and they don't know where you are. You can probably get the first shot off because they'll be unsuspecting and they can't see you through this. But it does kind of limit the vision, so I would not recommend it unless you're dealing with players specifically. This position is very limited and very precise in terms of the implications that you will use it with. If you're using this position to kill AI, it's probably the wrong spot. You probably want to go back to the mound. And yeah. My third favorite position is located here next to the pool in the same house. This position is very powerful in a lot of implications. I like to prone in these bushes, and it gives me some good cover. I can see the right roof and the left roof. I don't know why I did them backwards, but that's the left roof, that's the right roof. And if you crouch, you can see the sandbag guards on both sides. This one's a bit hard to see, but you can still see them. This spot has a lot of versatility. You can kind of, if you really are like scared of taking some fire, you can crouch back here and light them up. And if they start shooting at you, you can prone down, and you've got some great cover. They can't get you from that. If you want to get a bit more creative, you can maybe go over here and you have a deeper position, better view on this roof, but it's kind of easy to see you. You're going to want to try and use as much cover and foliage as you can. These trees provide great cover, especially this palm tree. Very, very useful little palm thing. Being up close over here is like okay. You can see the right roof a bit better, but the back spot is easily the best in my opinion. Other than that, this spot, you can get creative with it. You can do whatever you want. But I love this spot. Definitely one of my favorites for both PvP and PvE implications. And there's bamboo shots here. My fourth favorite spot is back here on the first house. You come back to the balcony and you get some good vision here. You can see the front gate, see the roofs, but it is kind of in the open and you kind of have to try to work with it, use some cover. It is a good spot for long range snipers with good scopes. Stuff like the M700, Archangel Mosin, 308, etc. Back here, if you're with a rifle, it's not going to be too good. or a 3.5 times Mosin, it'll be hard to hit some shots. You don't have much vision on the sandbags unless you move around. But I've used this spot maybe twice, and it's worked both those times. I've just been in a pinch. I wasn't able to get into my other good spots because they were already compromised, or this was just giving me better vision on the left roof. But yeah. Before we get on to our last attacking spot, I want to mention there's many spots that you could use in this area. These 3 houses provide amazing spots that, I mean, I think everyone should try to find their own and see what they like and see what works for them best. Obviously, you could come in these alleyways and prone down and get vision. I'm just talking about these spots that I've used the most and that I've had the most success with. But there's obviously spots that would work better for other people or for other sniper layouts. Like if you have a Mosin and you have a 3.5 times scope, the long range sights or the long range spots probably won't be as good for you as, say, the close range mound spot. Now, as an honorable mention, I do want to say these windows are 50-50, right? You don't want to end up like this guy that I killed through the window very easily because I could see him crystal clear. You have great vision through the windows, but remember, great vision from your part also means great vision on their part. They can see you very easily, just as you can see them very easily. So take that with a grain of salt and think about that before you peek through these windows. My 5th favorite spot for attacking by far is the middle house. If we look here on the map, this house, you might think, oh, you can't access it, there's no gate open, there's no way to hop the fence. There is a way to hop the fence. In fact, there's 2 ways. Number 1, this corner, run into it and jump, and then just hop the fence like that. That's the number 1 way, and arguably the easiest way. The way you get out is you just get on this box, and then you have to just jump normally. The second way to get in is over here on the garbage can. It's a bit trickier, and it's kind of lower percentage to get. And there's a lot more jumping involved, so the stamina takes forever. So I would recommend going over there, but if you really want to try this, you just go here, get on top, make sure I don't fall off, wait for the stamina for a second, and you're going to want to run at this pole and kind of like look this way, and you just run, jump, and spam spacebar, and you'll make the jump. Kind of like that. I actually almost messed that up. But anyways, so once you're in here, basically the whole place is a good spot because right now the audio is glitched in the game, and if you shoot from in this place, it kind of sounds like, you know, from the left to the right. I don't know why, but I was on the receiving end of this, and it really confused me and my teammates who were trying to find the guys trying to raid our base. But this spot, just around the houses, you have great visibility of the roofs. Back here is a good spot too. Overall, the spot is good because it's inconspicuous in a way that people don't think you can get in here, or a lot of people don't know. There are obviously people that do, and you know, now you do, but there's great visibility here. The house is quite good cover as well when you're inside of it. Overall, this spot easily like 5-star for me, just because it takes a bit of effort to get in here, and it's kind of a secret in terms of people that actually know about how to get in here, especially guarding it. It's a lot easier to guard the jump ups than guard like the gate on the left side, or the gate on the right side, or the walls on the left side on the other villas. So the next couple spots I'm going to showcase for defending the base are usually best at night. Obviously, it's not always going to be night, and sometimes you might just have to go back to basics and come up here and peek. But you should try to avoid that, as obviously they'll be looking at the roofs more or less. So I'll show you some alternative spots that might help you get some kills if they're constantly peeking the roofs. So my first spot is on top of this little tent here on the left side of your base. Look at it on the map. This is an okay spot in terms of the vision you get. If you crouch and prone around, you have good vision of basically all of the houses. And it's kind of unsuspecting as a spot, but as I said, you know, since they have less places to look, enemies will probably see you faster in any of the spots I'm about to show you. This is just an alternative for that roof. If you're wondering how to get up there or to get up here, you just come over here, this little white container, go to the back of it, run, and then spam spacebar when you're hitting that, and you'll vault on, or you mount onto it once you get right up to it. Let's just do it again here. Just spam spacebar, and you're basically guaranteed it. So our next spot for defending is just on this left side barricade. It's a very good peek if there's enemies here at the walls, or they're shooting from these bushes over here, because it's a bit less common for players to peek from here, and most players don't really look over here, in my opinion. I've had a lot of success with this position, but it's also kind of limited in terms of vision, so you can only really see this house. You can see the gate quite well, and you can see the wall quite well, but you can't really see the other houses, so this is kind of very situational, but definitely works when you need it. My next spot is basically any of these, the container, the red roof, or this truck. I just missed that jump because I suck, but the way I get on top of the red roof is I go over here, jump on the sandbags, and then jump on top. It's an okay position because especially at nighttime, if you have a low profile, it's hard to see you, and you get some good cover from the middle house, and the people in the alleyway can't really see you. You get a good angle on the main house that people raid from, but at the same time, you're kind of exposed right in the open because it's the roof. Especially in the daytime, you will probably get shot. Kind of trying to be unsuspecting, but sometimes it doesn't work out that well. This spot is also okay because you have this little foliage cover here, and it kind of helps you get some cover here when you're trying to shoot the guys in the main house that people raid from. The truck is my personal favorite because it actually provides cover. If I could get on it, okay. There we go. Yeah, actually provides some cover, and you can kind of move around on it and get some good sneaky angles on enemies. The next spot I want to talk about is here on the right side of the base. It's kind of a bad spot, to be honest, but you're kind of limited with options when you eliminate the roof out of the sniper spots. If you get on here, you are in a good position to put down some heavy fire, and it is kind of unsuspecting for them to be looking far left. Unfortunately, this foliage makes it so you can't see the main gate, but you can see the other houses pretty well, and it kind of gives you an Overwatch look on this right house, especially if people are using the backside snipe spot. But overall, one of the weaker spots, but it definitely works in a pinch. Before I get on to the last spot, this is an honorable mention. It's not really a good sniper spot at all, actually. You can't really see anything, but it is kind of cool that you can get up here. The way you get up here is you get on top of this by just mounting it. Then you back up a bit, get the sprint on, jump, spam. You got your spacebar there. Then you go up here, and then you go on top of the lid of the dish. It's kind of hard to hit the jump. I think you can just do the mount, yeah. And now you're up here. Can't really do anything from up here, but I just think it's a cool spot. My last spot here is kind of the pinnacle of all spots, as it's unsuspecting, gives good coverage for the most part, except the right house. You can't see as much. Obviously the angle is pretty bad, and you have to stay stood up for most of it. You can see this area, I guess, but this is quite a good spot. Very hard to see you, and it's very hard for people to at least suspect that you're going to be on this roof. The roof's back here. To get to this roof, it's kind of a long jump, but you got to get up here, go here, line yourself up, run, jump, and spam space. Definitely one of the longest jumps I've ever done in this game. You could probably make it from here too, but I find that way easier. And yeah, you get great coverage in the left house. Actually, superb coverage in the left house. Even when proning, you get some okay coverage. You get some good coverage on the middle section, like the alleyway. And someone's throwing nades. And you get good or okay coverage on the this part of it. Yeah, it's a pretty good spot. Again, defending is pretty. Oh, I'm gonna break my legs. Defending is pretty hit or miss depending on time of day and stuff like that. As obviously you can be spotted quite easily because you're in a predictable spot. I think it's much better than coming up here and getting shot right in the head though, because that's usually what happens to the guards and to you when you go and try to defend a base raid. Be like, oh, where are they at? Boom, dead. So that's been this video. If you know any other spots that you like, please let me know, because I mean, these are all personal opinion spots. It's not like like these are just the best ones I've had in practice. This is probably an okay spot as well, but you're really in the open. I feel like you're super susceptible to getting shot and killed up here. My legs are really broken. Jeez Louise. But anyways, yeah. This has been the sniping spots video for attacking and defending the base. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.